Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that you probably think about on a daily basis, emails. So I'm not going to guess where your current email state is. Maybe it's great, maybe it's not, but I think we can all benefit from having a cleaner inbox. That means less tasks that we have to do and more things that we've accomplished. So here are 4 easy ways that you can help clean up your own inbox and hopefully make your life just a bit more structured and easy. Tip number 1, create labels as many as you can. So if you are in DC for the summer, you probably have a lot of different areas in your life. Maybe you have personal, maybe you have work, maybe you have hobbies, maybe you have social, the list can go on and on. But what I would first recommend is making labels for each of these, and I'll show you how to do those in a second. But that way you can easily filter your email inbox, and once you get an email that's relevant to your school, to your work, then you can just put that in that folder, and that also makes it easier to find later if you need to reference back to it. And also there's always the miscellaneous folder to create, and that way you can put anything that you don't really know where it belongs in the miscellaneous category. Tip number 2, respond to emails ASAP. So the way that this breaks down is either you get an email and you immediately know the answer, you're ready to answer it and do so. But most of the times there probably needs to be more coordination. Either another person needs to be brought in, or you just need more time to check your relevant information before you respond to an email. So in most cases, it is usually appropriate for you to be able to send a quick email back saying, hey, I've seen it, I'm gonna address it later, thank you for your patience. And while this is obviously making you look good to the other person, it's also helping give yourself like a little mental check and a little mental reminder that you should get back to this later, instead of the alternative being this email just languishing in your inbox until it's an awkward time to send something back. So in most cases, this is good. If this is a really professional organization that's asking for your response immediately, you probably don't want to say, let me get back to you. But in most cases, it's appropriate to be like, saw it and I'll get back to it as soon as I can. That way, it's more for yourself to be able to understand when to respond and making sure you're actually getting back to the relevant people. Tip number 3, aggressively use schedule send. So I hope everybody already knows this feature, but if not, schedule send is this super helpful feature where if you're sending an email at a weird time of the day or night and it's not really within business hours or just the appropriate times, you can always just draft out emails and click schedule send, and that way you can just send the email at 8 a.m. the next day, and that's when it'll go into their inbox. But that way, whenever you're responding to emails, whenever you have time, you can make sure they're coming out at a time when your recipient is most likely to read it. And that will definitely increase the efficiency. That'll get the email out of your inbox for the time being, and overall just help make the inbox a bit cleaner. Tip number 4, toggle the Gmail settings to best fit your personal style. So on Gmail, there are a lot of settings and configurations on how you can have your email be presented to you. And I think while this seems nuanced, it's actually really important, because a big part, at least for me, is when I open my emails, depending on how much I have to read, depending on how I read it, is the frequency that I'll check it as well as respond to emails. And I recently have been toggling some of my settings to make my own emailing process a bit more efficient. So I will show you guys just my examples of what I'm doing. See, the first option is density. So you can choose default, comfortable, or compact, and you can see how that changes. I personally like default, so I keep it at just the default level. And then for inbox type, I like to have important first rather than default. That way I get the important messages first. Some people like unread first, some people like priority inboxes. That's all up to you. And then the one thing that I think definitely like makes me feel like I'm in the minority is I don't do no split, which is if you open the email, it would just come out. But instead, I would do right of inbox, so that way you can see the message pop up here. So that's just my personal preference. Well, those are all the tips from me. I hope you found some of them useful. I post videos like this how-to videos every Sunday at 11 a.m. EST, so please be sure to continue checking them out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.